To log in as an admin user, please follow the link sent to you. Enter the credentials provided in the email and hit Login. You are now logged in. The dashboard is very similar to the company admin's dashboard, but also includes menus such as My Favorites and My Outstanding Actions section to suit the role of each admin user. Admin users can save their favorite RFQs for future use by clicking the Add button and choosing the respective RFQs, then selecting the particular supplier and adding any remarks as desired for due reference at a later date, and finally saving it by hitting the Save button. Choose the Outstanding Actions section to see what has been scheduled for your intervention in the workflow started by a user per RFQ. Your workload as assigned per RFQ is seen in the menu titled Calendar. This allows the admin users to predict what level of workload is expected from them and can be filtered over a given period and on a monthly basis. In the Completed Actions section, you can see completed actions, which indicates what actions have been completed by the users who raised the RFQs at the lower end of the hierarchy. Creating a new user account is very similar to the company admin procedure, which means according to the hierarchy, the admin user has rights to create new user accounts which falls below their level. You'll have to fill out the required details and is a simple and straightforward process, after which save them to generate a new user. Now, exactly similar to the company admin, when you do a first save, the user whose email has been filled in the section will receive an instant notification with login details and brief instructions on how to get started using procurement as a user. To view the created user accounts, you can click on the View User Accounts section, and this will list all the details. This section also allows you to assign permissions to the individual user. We know that the users are at the low level of the three-level hierarchy, but by the virtue of permissions, they can also share equal roles of that assigned to the admin users depending on their roles, responsibility, and capability. Hence, they can be assigned any one or all of these functions to perform based upon each particular procurement RFQ category. This means the user has the permission to perform the activities he'd be called upon in the workflow for the respective RFQ cycle. You can view the created RFQ cycles by clicking the View RFQ tab. This lists every single RFQ running in the system. You can further view the details of the RFQ by clicking this button. The details start with the current progress of the RFQ, then an expected date for that particular stage, and other details including the workflow period. When the status indicates workflow time period is not started or ended, you can raise a clarification to any of the users by clicking this icon. Clarifications can be raised to any of the designated personnel in the workflow for this RFQ irrespective of their position in the hierarchy levels, which means you can raise a clarification also to the company admin or anyone else as appropriate. There is a record of all communication in this window per RFQ with all associated details. The communication process allows the message to be sent to the directed personnel and saved in this section. So all personnel assigned roles in the respective RFQ will be able to see the relevant communication going on during the particular RFQ cycle. It just makes it easier to keep track of what's happening between personnel in the workflow and thus get a better understanding of the clarifications, etc. in the RFQ process. You can add attachments as appropriate to the live RFQ or go back to the previous window. The rest of this section is very similar to the company admin video series, where you have the details, the attachment list, terms and conditions, special instructions, and all the raised clarifications, including assigned materials, if any. In the next video, we'll take a quick look at the most important functions of the admin user.